guys can see that then?
Yes.
Okay. I was contacted by Karen Lurie and etc. I was drawn into this like the rest of you, and asked if I could do two things. Could I come up with a logo, which is the thing lurking behind Karen and Joel? And also, could I do something as kind of a memento for us to take away from this? And we had various different ideas, and I'm coming back with what I've ended up with. So this is something to help us remember us by, because most of the time we're not together, right? It's been 40 years. And even if we start doing it every 4 months, it's still most of the time we're not. So it's nice to have a little something to help us remember. Now, as we've gone through the last 6 hours, three kind of things have stood out. One of them is we've talked a lot about the past. And even though we have been honest about trauma and things like that, whatever you want to call it, the tough times, most of it is we've been looking back quite fondly. The reason why it was tough afterwards, because we had such fond memories of when we were at TASOK and we were together. But there's also a sense of, we've said, well, what's going on in our life today? What's the present that we're facing? You know, do we have grandkids? What's your job right now? And where we've ended up here at the end with the possibilities in many ways is we're looking forward to the future. What's the future of how we could help Congo? What's the future of how we can stay in touch? How's the future of how we can make sure we deal with trauma if we're still struggling with it, or we help others not go there? And I didn't know that's exactly where the conversation was going to go, but fortunately, that's where I ended up, okay? Because you kind of do artwork ahead of time. So what I've come up with is a little piece of art, which I'll show to you in greater detail in a second. It's obviously the primary art is a Congolese child. This is not a self-portrait from my time in Congo. And it's actually a piece of art that I did when I was in university, when I relatively soon after I came back from Congo. So Congo was still in my mind as well. And this is something I did off a photo. So it's got that. But I added a caption which says, once we were young, because all of us have that in common, however many years we were in Congo or not, whatever. But for some reason I was led, I came up with these words: look back with fondness, live today with love, look forward with hope. And I think that's the conversation that it turns out we've had.
Yeah.
At all those different kind of levels. So
It's beautiful.
To challenge us as we walk away from this reunion in these few hours we've had together, that whatever we do, some of us are going to keep staying connected, some of us aren't. If you don't need to stay connected and you're too busy and your life's doing something else, that's okay. Look back with fondness on that time we had. It was special.
Yeah.
All of us should be hopefully living today with love, and maybe we can live today with love a bit more with each other. Wouldn't it be great if somebody shared something that grabbed your heart and you're going, I want to help that person, or I want that person to help me? There's at least one person who I've written down who I really want to have a conversation with, coming off just what was said in the last few hours. And let's look forward with hope, because whether that's about what we can do for people in Congo or just, I'm seeing other people here who went through the same stuff I did, and they're in a good place. Maybe I don't feel like I'm in a good place, but I want to be in a good place because they are. Or I feel like I'm in a good place. I want to give that hope to somebody else. So I would love if these are the feelings we walk away from here. We're not just stuck in the past, but we take it and we take it forward. Because I'm an artist, sorry, you now have to put up with about at least a minute of my explaining. What this is a lithographic print. This is just a close-up of it. A lithographic print is a really weird printmaking process where you get a big stone rock made of a certain kind of stone, and it reacts to grease, basically. So you paint and draw on it with grease, and then you rub ink on top. The ink, well, you put water on top to start with. The ink sticks wherever the grease is. The ink doesn't stick where the water is, where there's not grease. A piece of paper on top, roll it through a really strong press, lift the paper off, and it transfers. And you do that as a whole bunch of times if you want. And this is a print that I did with that, which I happen to like, left over from university. So what I've done is I've made this is basic. I can't give you an original. We don't live in a world where I can do that, you know, because of where we are right now. But this has been scanned in at a high quality. It's going to be available in both US size 8.5 by 11 and European size A4. So depending on where you live, you'll be able to print it out in a way that looks good. Karen has assured me that instructions on how that will become available to you will go up soon on Facebook. All I've done so far is I've made the prints available. So I don't know what the magic is going to be, but there'll be some way that you'll be able to either order them or download them or something.
And
but
because
it's
of the high quality, it's going to
Sorry?
be, because of the high quality, it's going to be, they're going to get it from a Google Drive.
Brilliant. Okay, then you'll be told how to get it off of Google Drive. Brilliant. Yeah, because it's like a 15 megabyte file or something, so that when you print it, it's good quality and it's the kind of thing you want. Assuming you do want it, you don't have to take it. I will never know. I will not be reduced to tears unless you tell me you didn't like it. And then but anyway, this is a tiny gift back from me to you guys because of all the gifts you guys gave me in putting up with me at TASOK and the joy that you guys were to be with and all those things we've talked about that made it special. Thank you very much. That's